Previously, we flushed out our post scene class. Now let's add some rendering. Go to Scenes and open up Post Scene. Here at the bottom, we're going to create a render method, and that's going to return, open parentheses, container. We're going to have our theme applied to it. It's going to be this.props.theme. Inside of the container, we're going to have a header. Inside of that header, we'll have a button that's transparent. In its onPress handler, we're going to have this.props.navigator.pop. Notice we're not putting the parentheses on this function, so it isn't automatically called. Let's finish that tag. Inside of our button, we'll have an icon. Its name is going to be chevron left, and this will be used as our back arrow. Let's close up our button. We'll add a title to our header, and that title will simply be posts. Close our title. Then let's close our header and open a view for the body of our scene. First thing we're going to do in this view is we're going to check if we're loading. So this.state.uploading. And if that's the case, we're going to render our spinner. Otherwise, we're not going to render anything, so pass null. Next, we're going to check if we have an image. We'll do this.state.image. And if that's the case, we'll render a thumbnail. Give it a little inline style. The style equals 2 open curly braces, align self. It's going to align itself with the center of the screen. Then let's also give it a size. Through testing, I found about 150 works well. And finally, our source, which is going to be this.state.image. Close that up. And if we don't have our image, again, we're going to render nothing. Now we're going to need some input. Let's do input group. That input group is going to have a border type, and that'll be equal to underline. Next, we'll have an input. That input's going to have an inline style equal to color black. And this will ensure our text is black. Next, let's have a placeholder text color equals black. Now for our actual placeholder text, that's going to equal enter post. And then for our onChange text handler, we're going to call this.updateText. We're going to bind it to this. Now we can close the input. Next, we'll add a button. We're going to have this button be rounded, and it will be a block so that it takes up the entire width of the screen. Its onPress handler is going to be equal to this.post.bind this. And the text on the inside of it is going to be share! Exclamation point. Excited to be sharing. Then we'll close our button. And we'll go up and close our input group. Fix our formatting here. Next, we'll close our view. And we'll close our container. Let's save this file and go over to our app container, where we will add the scene at line 15. So import post scene from ./scenes/post scene. Then we'll scroll down to our render scene method, add a new case, post, and that will be just like all the others. We'll return our post scene component. So post scene, give it the same props, root.pass props, and our navigator equals navigator. Now let's save this, jump over to the terminal, and we will run react-native. And this time we're going to run it on Android. So we'll do run-android. Hit enter, wait for it to finish building. Now let's hop over to the emulator. It looks like we have an unexpected token at line 60. So let's go fix that. Looks like we forgot to close our post scene component. Let's fix that. Save the file again. Pop back over to the emulator. Let's log in. Test@test.com user. And their password is test. Click login. As you can see, I've already added some posts manually to our Firebase. But that's okay, because we're going to work through adding some posts through our application. We have a lovely match scene. We can go back and forth. Let's try and make a new post. We'll choose a new image from the library. I think I'll go with some soup this time. Enter our message. Yum soup! Exclamation point. Share. Looks like we have another error. This time in our post scene on line 49. So let's go fix that. If we scroll up line 49, looks like we've made another typo. It's stores, not store. Let's go ahead and save that. Pop back over to the emulator. I'm going to hit R twice to refresh. Now let's try and log in again. Test@test.com. Test, test. Select our soup image again. Enter yum soup and try and share it. Now previously, we've been shown 2 errors. This time, we have an error that isn't throwing anything. So let's go check it out. Now the issue is that we were not finishing our upload. We've already had a problem in the post method of our scene. So let's try digging a little deeper and see if the issue is really in our store. Click Post Store. Let's check out our add method. We've made an updates variable here, but instead we're calling it update here. Think that might be the problem? Let's go ahead and change that to updates. Save our file. Go back to the emulator. Log in again. 3rd time's the charm. Test, test. Click login. Go to our post scene. Let's select our soup. Enter yum soup, exclamation point. Click share. We're uploading, and we've uploaded successfully. Congratulations, you finished the post scene where you've interfaced with the camera, uploaded images to Google Cloud Storage, and you've gotten introduced to React Native's error messaging.